Alright guys, what's going on? I'm Alpha Heavy Gamer and welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about the top 5 ways that the new RWR mechanics will make you a better pilot. I'm pretty excited about these new realistic RWR mechanics coming to the game. I've been quiet on this for a little bit because I've just been watching and observing the progress on the dev servers as Gaijin was rolling this out, trying to gather a little bit more information to see basically how far they were going to go with this. And I must say, I'm quite impressed with what they've done so far. This is one of the top things aviation enthusiasts in the game have been asking for. So the addition of these realistic RWR mechanics are going to add some depth and breadth to the game, and I think change the game forever. So like I said, I think this is going to make you a better pilot, but let me put a disclaimer out there and keep it completely 100. Nothing is going to turn anybody into a triple ace overnight. Not even personal lessons from Maverick himself is going to do that for you. But the new RWR mechanics will at a minimum make you a more informed pilot. And if used correctly, it will enable you to make the right tactical choices, which leads me to the number one thing here, which is threat warning and identification. We kind of had threat warning already with the previous mechanics, but now we have identification. So your RWR can identify the threat, which will in turn drive your tactics. Knowing the threat is a valuable piece of information to have so you can decide on your response. You'll be able to anticipate what enemies might do next now and then preempt it. Not having this crucial piece of information before, like this crucial battlefield intelligence, led to lots of lost opportunities, mutual kills, and frankly, lots of lost games. So this threat identification component, I think, will completely change how the game is played. So number 2 is missile launch warning. Now this is only available on some of the more advanced aircraft. So of course, if you're flying something older, you're not going to have this benefit. But having this piece of information will definitely increase your survivability and lethality. For air threats and ground threats, you can now build a mental engagement timeline to optimize your countermeasure deployment and defensive maneuvers. Building that engagement timeline mental model and knowing the threat WESs or weapon engagement zones coupled with the RWR should give you supreme situational awareness now. Number 3, threat prioritization. So with more information about the enemy in your hands now, you'll be able to prioritize the most dangerous threats. So when flying in War Thunder, it is a very dense threat environment, and picking out the most problematic foe is the key to survival, the key to winning. Of course, the effect of this is multiplied if you're flying and cooperating with friends, but when you're playing alone for your own personal survival, identifying and engaging factor threats, such as interceptor aircraft, high priority SAMs and air defense sites, it's really what you should be doing and how you should be playing. You're helping your team win when you prioritize eliminating the most dangerous foes first. So number 4 is long range response strategy. So with rapid detection and identification of threats now, you have one of the most important things in the world, time. You can formulate a winning strategy before you end up in a WES of potential enemies, and you might even choose to avoid the threat altogether. Running away is a viable tactic. So what I suggest is that as a pilot, you actually take the time to think about what you're going to do. Use the information that the RWR is giving you now. So the 5th way on how RWRs are going to help you be a better pilot is actually a combo. So with something you already had, which was the radar. So radar timeline and RWR awareness together will help you to better kinematically defeat enemy missiles. To do this, you have to know the threat. You got to actually know the max missile range, what missile is engaging you, and you got to know the difference between max effective range and maximum range. Having a good awareness of RWR and radar timeline should increase your survivability and help you reduce the enemy missile PK or probability of kill and increase your own. Now, having said all that, what I've seen on the dev server, of course, is not final. This stuff hasn't gone live. Gaijin could change a lot about the RWR mechanics between now and when this goes live. And that's why I wanted to keep this video a little bit more broad. When the patch actually drops and we get our hands on the new RWR mechanics, and maybe get a little bit more specific. But overall, I think this is an amazingly positive thing Gaijin has implemented. But of course, there is still further to go. Like things like full integration of jamming, countermeasure dispensers, and missile approach warning systems. I know we don't have jamming yet, but that stuff has to be coming. If Gaijin's gone this far, I can't imagine them not pursuing the rest. And as newer, more modern aircraft come in, of course, all of this stuff is going to be linked together. And I really like that because by choosing to model the RWR more realistically, Gaijin's going to be able to show the qualitative divide between aircraft and just make it more apparent, especially as we get to just variants where the plane kind of looks the same, but what's inside, the avionics have changed. And if they're not able to model the more advanced avionics, then there's not going to really be an incentive for people to grind something out. But let me know what you guys think. Do you actually think the new RWR mechanics will make you a better pilot? In my opinion, I believe that it will, but it could be harder to get kills now. Everybody's going to have the same advantage. But going forward, I think this stuff can only get better. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in and checking out the video. Like the video if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I'll see you in the future. Thanks for watching.